Last time? Yes. Get extra ones. Hello. Please. Can you ask Mr. David if I have some extra one in Alpha plastic? Plastic. 5 o'clock. We shall give 5 more minutes. Please.
guys? Hi. Why is only a few of us? Is it the Chinese New Year syndrome? Yeah. Okay. Anyway. We shall begin. Are you going away or is because I see you're getting to study. Oh, your study buddy is in the back. Excellent. Right, so we have a study buddy. Okay, so you have to find a buddy, a friend, to be your study buddy. Okay? All right. So you work together, you check each other's work. Okay? You push each other if somebody gets lazy to come to class, something like that. Okay? Anyway, hello everybody. All right. So let's see about chat. Is that correct? Yes. All right, so we are here today, and I shall write down our agenda for today. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, a couple of things, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's look at our agenda, and let's work on it together. So the first thing is, I'm going to do a very quick review. My quick is normally very long, but nonetheless. My review will be a mind map. Okay? For you who has been in F8, you know what I mean. What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about chapter 2A in a mind map. What's that all about? Activity-based costing. Remember? We're going to do a mind map on chapter 2B. What did we talk about? Yes. Okay. As part of our review, we are going to look and answer the homework. What was the homework all about? Target cost gap. You remember? Target cost gap. Right? Okay. Then it will bring us to when they will come and talk about ebook. Because they will teach us how to access our what? Textbook. Okay, so probably you need to hear more of that. Now, main subjects for today. Chapter 2C. What is that all about? Life cycle costing. Sorry, before life cycle costing. I need to tell you something. The first thing should be, what is 2D? Throughput accounting. Okay? Now, after that, then we go to two things, which I'm not sure we can take today, otherwise we take it tomorrow. And these two subjects is what? We are going to talk about chapter 2C and chapter 2E. Finishes the chapter 2. Chapter 2 is in 5 sections. A, B, C, D, E. Okay? What is 2C? 2C is life cycle costing. And chapter 2E is EMA. What is EMA? Environmental Management Accounting. Okay? So many things in 3 hours, correct? Okay. Plus, we will dance, we will sing. Okay. Which one do you like to do first? Dance and sing, correct. Alright, so we will do review first and then we go through all of that. Don't worry, we will get you, by the time we finish, be able to answer questions and know about these techniques in no time. We start with the mind map, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to review this with me. Okay? what is a mind map? A mind map is a summary of the information that we tackled in a diagrammatic format. Okay? Now, how does it help? Well, for those who actually can remember things using a pictogram or a picture, this is very helpful. So, we are going to talk about activity-based costing. Yes? Okay. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions. And you tell me and we summarize together. Okay? Right. First and foremost, what is activity-based costing? How is it different from activity absorption costing? Remember? Do you remember what is this? Activity, maybe I should put this whole name. Activity-based costing. What is activity-based costing all about? What does it talk about? Talks about material. Does it talk about overhead? What does it talk about? Hello, are you here? It says overheads occur because of what? Because of because of the activity. You understand? Okay, so in other words, the more things that you do for a product, the more overheads it will incur. Okay? And therefore, the way to share the overheads is by finding out what drives the cost. And of course, we're talking about the overhead cost. Okay. So because that is what is happening. All right. So the question is, why did they come up with activity-based costing? What is the reason, do you think? The main reason is, okay, long time ago, the production was very simple, correct? Yes. Nowadays, production is what? More complex. Think about the comparison between making just a bottle of water as against making iPhones. Okay? So, the more complex a product, the more activities it happens. Alright, now, this one is the one I want you to remember. What are the steps when it comes to activity-based costing? Remember, activity-based costing is how you share what cost? The overheads. Okay? So, do you remember what are the steps? What are the steps to get the overheads to be shared between the products? Alright? So let's see if you remember. What is step number 1? Identify the what? Okay, identify the. Okay, so identify the activities, correct? And the what? And the cost pool. In other words, what are the activity? And how much does it cost? Right? So if it's the activity is delivery, so how much is the delivery costing? Yes? If the activity is inspecting the phone, how much is the cost of inspecting? Because inside the cost is many things. Salary, materials, correct? So activity, identify the activity in the cost pool. Second step, identify the what? Yes, very good. Step number 1 is that. Step number 2 is identify cost driver. Step number 3. What am I supposed to do next? Yes. So now once you know the driver, then you have to calculate. Sorry, make sure we put the word calculate. Calculate cost per cost driver, correct? Alright? So this cost driver, actually, if we were using absorption costing, that cost driver is our OAR, correct? Yes, very good. Okay? Now, once we have the cost driver, what is the next step? Then we can what? We have to identify next is the what? Yes, then the step 4, of course, is now you need to identify how much is the cost of overhead that will be part of the what? Part of the cost per unit. Isn't it correct? Because activity-based costing is supposed to be about overheads. So we need to add it to what? We have to add the cost of overhead to the materials and to the labor to get the total cost of the product. Yes? Okay, we will see that in a moment. Now, so that's how you do the calculate the activity-based costing. Now, okay, so again, why do we do this? First, it's more complex manufacturing processes. Another why do we do this is because is a better way. Is a better way to what? Is a better way to allocate the overheads. Okay? What would be the advantages of using activity-based costing? If the product uses a lot of activities, what are the advantages? Can you name me? What do you think? Think practically. What is the advantage if you are costing out correctly? If you get a product and you cost out correctly, in other words, you share the cost correctly, what happens? You can what? Manage the what? Yes. Then you can actually decide on the appropriate selling price, correct? So it helps you, okay, it helps companies in their pricing decisions, isn't it? Okay? Their pricing decisions. Okay, so remember, if the cost changes, you understand, the price will change. Anything else that is the advantage? You think? What happens if you're able to know what drives the cost? You can control the cost, you understand? Okay? You can make decisions on the cost. So you can actually measure, okay, I think I should put the word control costs better. You can also measure performance better. Okay? Because then you will be able to know how much is making money or not. Will it affect your marketing strategy? Yes or no? Yes. Because then, if you will be able to manage your cost properly, you will be knowing now which product actually makes more money for you. Therefore, it will affect your marketing strategies. Okay? What is the limitation? What are some problems when it comes to activity-based costing. Can you remember? What is the problem? It's nice, isn't it? We allocate costs correctly. We are able to analyze the cost. What's the problem? Time consuming. Time consuming because you have to analyze cost by cost by cost, right? Anything else aside from time consuming? Is it cheap to maintain a system for this? No, you have to have a proper way to collect data. You have to have a proper accounting system. You have to hire cost accountants to monitor costs because you have to break down the cost into activities. So, problems? Number one, time consuming. Number two, additional cost. Okay? So, okay, to maintain system. Sometimes, okay, part of the additional cost, you have to hire sometimes experts to analyze the cost. Okay? So that's part of the problem. You need to have the proper IT support. If your company is, if your products are more complex, okay, so as I said as well, you need to hire experts depending on what product you're doing. Yeah. Because a normal cost accountant may not know the details of how, for example, how beer is made. So how in the world does she will know how to cost it out? Okay? So you will have to do that. Okay? So these are all about activity-based costing. Alright? I think we have some examples of that we worked on before. Alright? Any questions? So this is our mind map for activity-based costing. Now, there was one more topic we talked about. And what was that? We talked about, okay, we talked about target costing. Let's talk about target costing. All right. First, what is it all about? Yeah. But what is it all about is determining what is the cost of a product, correct? Yes. So, what is the process? What is the process? Step one. What was step number one? Determine the what? Okay, so determine the target price, correct? Okay, how do we determine the target price? What do we do? Markets. Okay, you do a market research, correct? Yeah, remember, talk to the markets. Very good. You do a market research. Okay? You check what the competitors are selling at. Yes? You ask questions. You remember my example? What was my example? The car, correct? You remember? The car company? And which country did they want to go in? The US. And they had to ask questions, right? Okay. Until they find out how much their market can buy the cars at what price. Then what did they do after that? What was step number 2? So now we have the selling price. What was the next step? Determine the what? Yes. So you wanted to actually establish what profit margin, okay, do they want? By the company. Alright? Then, what is step 3? Okay? So, step 3 is determining the what? Target cost. How do we do that? Yeah, so the target price less the what? Less the margin you want, correct? And what is left? This one is called the target cost. Alright, good. What do we find out after we see the target cost? The target cost can be what? The target cost is higher or lower than the current price? Okay. The target cost can be lower than the what? Than the current cost. What do we call that? This is called the cost gap. Yes? So the cost gap, therefore, is the difference between your target cost and your current cost of your current design. What are we supposed to do with this gap? Eliminate. Close the gap between these two, correct? Alright. So, how do we close the gap? How to close the gap? So, how do we make sure that we lower the cost from the current cost to the target cost? Give me one. How will I do it, do you think? First, you look at the what? Not yet? Yeah. You can look at the design, correct? Yes? Look at the design. You may need to what? Redesign the product to meet the customer needs, correct? What else can you do to close the gap? What did you say earlier? Find what? Okay, find a cheaper material. Okay, cheaper labor, correct? Because this one will make up the cost. Okay. Maybe not only that, you have to use standard materials that are available everywhere, so that will make it cheaper, correct? Okay. What else can you do? You think? Can you remove processes that are not necessary? Yes, okay. So remove unnecessary, or maybe not unnecessary, maybe not essential processes. What else? Yeah, labor, correct. Lower labor, yeah, correct. Cheaper stuff. It's almost saying buy cheaper stuff. All right, okay. But there's something else. You can what? You can improve efficiency, correct? So with the same cost but more output, then what happens to the cost per unit? The cost per unit will reduce. Okay. So these are the things that you can do. Okay. Now, where does it help? Okay. What is the advantage of having a target costing? What do you think are the advantages? The market what? What are the advantages? Can you give me one? If I have target costing, what will it help me? If I have target costing, do I know how much to sell the product at? Oh, that's very easy. Because I have to sell it at the price the customer can buy it. So what happens then? I am able to produce something that I know the market can buy. Yes? So with this pricing, okay, so yes, you have the pricing at which, okay, at which what? Alright, the market, okay, the customer can pay or can buy. Yes? Now, and what else is the advantage? Customers will see it as a customer satisfaction. Why? Why do you think customer will like it because or is satisfied? Because they see the company as what? Okay? They see the company that the company actually looks after what they need. Okay? So it's like very personable. And in the process of the target costing, the company actually can manage or control the cost. Okay? Right? So how? Actually in the process, they can review their manufacturing process. Remember, when they were trying to close the gap, they had to study the product, they had to study how it's done. So if you understand more of the activities that goes through the product, then you will actually be able to control costs that are not essential. Okay? So it's in that sense, these are advantages. Okay? These are advantages. Now, question, is this system, target costing, is this suitable for service industry? Remember the service industry? Yeah, is it suitable? Because here we're talking about cars, you have an output. Is it suitable for service industry? In other words, those who provide service? What do you think? Yes or no? Suitable? Question mark? Answer is no. No, no, no. But why? What is the reason? Why is not suitable? Can you tell me? Number one? Remember, in service industry, the product is what? Is it complicated or is it intangible? Yes. What design are you talking about if the service, you cannot touch the product you're selling, correct? What else? Remember, it's not design driven. Okay? You understand? What else? You actually consume, we call it perishable. It's something that you cannot keep on the shelf, right? Yeah. Right? So you consume the service when it's actually produced. Okay? Production and consumption happen at the same time. Okay? So, which means target costing is mainly for what? Only for manufacturing companies, isn't it? Yes? So that is target costing. Alright? So, about that story? Okay, I will send this to you in the Google Classroom also. All right, now, I gave you a homework. Who is hello? Oh, my. I sent you hard copy, I sent you Google Classroom, I sent you... The only thing I didn't do, I didn't go to your house. Give me your address, I go to your house too. Okay? So, indeed, when I ask you to do homework, you need to do. It's not for me, it's for you. Correct? Yes. Absolutely. So where's your homework? Absolutely, yeah? Alright. Now, I don't think so I have a copy of the question because I've given it all out to you. Alright, so I have the answer only. But, what was the instruction? Let me show you what I asked you to do. Alright, are you ready? And I'm going to answer this question using the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, now, what is the question? What am I supposed to do? It says. Anybody? Okay. We were supposed to calculate target cost. Do you remember? Okay. Sorry, target cost gap. Is that what it was supposed to be? Target cost gap. Let me just download this for you so you can see. If you are in the Google Classroom, you can see this. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to calculate the expected cost and what is the cost gap. Do you see? Yeah? Right? Okay? So, I'm supposed to identify what is the expected cost per unit and identify the cost gap. But how do I calculate the cost gap? What's the difference? What is the cost gap? The difference between what and what? The target cost and the current cost. Now, look at the problem. Okay? The problem actually goes to the first page. Here, this part here. It says, the selling price below the B. Forget about the B. Below the B. What does it say? It says the selling price of the product. What are they doing anyway? Do you remember? They're making a radio, correct? Okay. This company manufactures a radio. Now, they are trying to do a new radio, correct? Is that correct? They are trying to do a new kind of radio which they want to actually sell. Now, what happened? After a market research, they determined that the target price is what? 44. So if I'm going to actually calculate it, so two things here. Sorry, let me make it bigger for you. So the first thing we need to do is calculate the what? Target price. Target cost. How do I get the target cost? Okay. So the target cost, the first thing is calculate the what? You get the target, target selling price, correct. And which is what? 44, right? Okay, what do I do next? You need to deduct the what? Okay, you need to get the target profit or margin. In this case, how will I do that? How will I do and get the target price? at a target margin. What does it say? Margin is a what? Okay, 20% of the what? Okay, of selling price. Is it how they said? How do they say it? Can you read it to me? Alright, what does it say? It says 20% margin. Now margin is based on what? On selling price. If it was markup, it will be based on cost, correct? But the word is margin. So it's 20% of the selling price. So what is the selling price? Okay, so which means here the profit would be, okay, so 44 multiplied by what? Alright? You understand? Yeah. So, which means, what is our target cost? Okay, target cost is yes? Agree with this? Alright, target cost is this. Alright, now, just for highlight purposes, I will put borders, etc., etc., okay? Now, in the exam, don't need to put 2 decimal places, do you understand? Okay, no need. As long as it's very clear, okay, what you have there, it's okay. You don't have to say, oh, 44 has 2 decimal places, it's not nice to see, forget. You're not being tested again on your Excel skills, okay? It's on the answers. So first, target cost. What is the second thing we need to use, to do? Is to find the, yes, what is the current cost? Okay? Alright, now there are many costs in that. What is the first cost of the product? It says. What is it? Component number 1. Alright? So, component number 1. How much is the cost of every component? Okay, so the cost of the component is what? 4.10. Yes? Anything else on component 1? Yes. You have the question. Why did you give it out? Can you use my computer? Hold on. Anybody else not having the question? Anybody else? Okay. I will have to ask someone to get a copy, okay? Narin, can you make me 5 copies of chapter 2B? This one I sent long time ago. Chapter 2B, class activity question and answer. Yes, yeah, it's in my Google Drive. Just make a copy. Thank you. Alright, so, any other cost of component 1? There is a delivery cost, correct? Okay, good. Tell me about the delivery cost. It says. Okay, so in here, you have a delivery cost. And what did the delivery cost entail? It says, it will cost what? 2,400 per batch. How many batches? How many? 4,000 batches? 2,400 is delivery per batch, correct? Ah, okay. How many units in a batch? 4,000. So, what is our delivery charge? 0.6, correct? You understand? Right? Now, sorry, just wait for a few minutes, okay? It will come, alright? It will appear. Do you have access to the Google Classroom? Not yet? Ah, okay. During the break, this two of you will set up, okay? I'll tell you how to set up. A gentleman will come and tell you. So it's all there, okay? Okay. Sorry about this. All right. Next one. What happened next? Any other cost? Component number? Okay. What is component number 2? It's a wire, correct? Yes. Now, tell me about this. How many meters do they need? They need 25 centimeter. And how much is it per meter? 0.5 per meter, correct?
Yes.
Which means they need only what? They need 25 out of 100. Why? Because 100 centimeters in 1 meter, correct? Okay, so here we're talking about the centimeter. Now, what is the problem here? The problem here is that there is it says, they need a wire that is 25 centimeters long to be part of the product, yes? But in the process of making the radio, how many percent is lost in the process? You know, you cut the small wires, correct? Yeah? So how many percent, it says? 2%. So really, you just don't need 25 centimeters. You need more than 25 centimeters, correct? So what should I do with this? I divide by what? How many percent is the loss? 2%, which means what actually goes into the product is only not what? 98%. You got that? So if I divide the whole thing by 98%, then it will give me the cost of 100%. Do you understand? Okay. Or another way you can see it, if you want, I can present it this way. Okay? I will say, okay, all I need actually is 25 over 100 divided by 0.98 multiplied by what? Oh, and this one makes more sense, correct? Sorry, not 0.5. 0.50. Sorry, I will be very good at my back after I finish here. Alright, so, you understand now? This is the size of the wire. The wire is longer than 25 centimeters required, correct? At 50 cents, therefore, how much is component 2? What is your component 2 then? By the way, can I put it in a formula? Yes. By the way, you can write it this way and just calculate on your calculator. If you are not very good in the formulas, okay, don't be afraid. If you're not very good at putting formula on the box, just start the formula on the side like this. If you're very good in the formula, forget about this. Type the formula, your answer here. No need to write this. You got that? Type it here. The examiner, the marker, will see your formula up there. Then they know how you did it. Understood now? Okay? So, let's say you put it in the formula. It's very easy. Correct? So you write it everything. If you know. To shorten our time, I'll not write it here, but you know. So 0.1228. Correct? Is that correct? Yes? Or you can write it off 0.13. It doesn't matter. Okay? It helps to make it simpler. Alright. Any other material? Component 1, component 2. Is there any other material? Yeah, so there's other material. Any problems with that? No, it just says it's 8.10. Is that correct? Good, good. Then, come to labor. What happened in labor? So you have assembly. Very good, correct. What happens to the assembly? How long does it take? Oh, again, here we go. It says 30 minutes, correct? So over 60 to get to an hour. What's the problem here? What's the problem here? There is a what? Idle. What is a 10%? It says there is a, there is idle time. Where does it say? Over here. Assembly hour. It takes 30 minutes and they are paid $12.60 per hour. That's why we divide by 60, right? However, 10% of the hours paid is idle time. But the 30 minutes does not include the idle time, correct? The 30 minutes is actual hours worked. Okay? It says, it takes 30 minutes to assemble, which means that's the actual work done to assemble. But, actually they are paid more than 30 minutes because there are idle time. How many percent? 10%. So which means, we come back here, we divide this by what? 0.90. Right? And all that, I will multiply by what? How much is the labor rate here? 12.60 per hour. Yes? Alright? So how much is the assembly hour costing? Is that 6 point something? Or 7? Let me check. 7? Okay, 7. Alright? Now, any other costs? Then we come to what? Overheads, correct? Okay, so there are two things. Variable overhead and fixed overhead. What does it say? Okay? Variable overhead. Let's go to the problem again. Now let's look at, look at the overhead. What does it give us? It says, historically, if you analyze, it says, what happened? If you analyze over the past months, the production overhead is this amount here with this number of hours. Production overhead is absorbed on the basis of assembly hour basis, which is 240,000 assembly hours per year. Which means it's asking you to calculate the OR. The problem though is we have 2 labor hours, month 1 and month 2. How do I know how much, by the way, look at the overhead. Is that a variable cost? First and foremost, it's easy. The question first, is this a fixed cost? Is it? Is it fixed? The activity change. If it's a fixed cost, this cost remains the same, correct? Yes. Is it fixed cost? No. Is it variable cost? Yes. How do you know? Are you sure? I will ask again. Yes, it is not fixed cost. Yeah? Is it variable cost? How do you determine if it's variable cost? The change here should be proportional to the change here, correct? Yes. Or the cost per assembly hour should be the same. Is it the same? If I take month 1 divided by the hours, it it should be the same per hour on both months. Is it the same? Therefore, it is not variable cost because variable cost per unit remains. So if it's not fixed, if it's not variable, what could it be? It's a semi-variable, which means it's a mixture of what? Variable and fixed. How do I separate the two? What is the method that you need to use? The high-low method. You understand? Now, anybody can explain to me how high-low works? Okay. What do I do in my working? Well, I need to work on something, so I need to write here. Okay? I need to write on the side. Okay? So I need to working on production costs. All right. So what do I do? Okay. So high-low method. So the first thing is I need to calculate variable cost per unit. How should I do that? Okay, so I will get the what? The high what? So I take the high cost. Yes? Which one is the high cost? The 700,000. Is that correct? I'm not looking at anything here. Minus the what? 6. So the highest is, sorry, you look at the highest hours minus the lowest hours, correct? Okay. So we'll take the highest cost, the cost of the highest hour minus cost of the lowest hour divided by what? The highest hours, correct? Minus the, how many hours is that? Sorry, I'm not watching. 19, sorry. Okay, so 19 hours. So, what does it give us? It gives us variable cost per unit is, yes, 20 per hour. Okay? Okay. How in the world? Okay, now, how about fixed overhead? Fixed overhead per month. Because remember, the information is giving us per month, correct? So, how will I get per month? Well, I will choose any, the high or the low. So, 700,000 minus 23,000 multiplied by 20. Do you understand that? What happened here? My total cost minus the variable part will give me the fixed cost per what? It is fixed cost per month. Yes, because the information is per month. So what is the fixed cost per month? Fixed cost per month is 240,000. But what is the rate per hour? Remember, we have to divide it by the number of hours per year, correct? But our 240,000, this is per month. I will repeat, per month. So if I am going to calculate OAR, what should I do? Anybody can tell me? What should I do? Anybody? I need to multiply the what? Overhead absorption rate. Okay, OAR is overhead absorption rate. Remember what the problem says. They absorb based on what? Based on labor hours. Now, listen guys. You will not be able to follow me if you're not going to do your homework. Okay? Really. It's not my loss, it's your loss. If you're not going to do your homework, then you're not going to be able to follow. Okay, I give the ones who were not here, or you're excused. Yes? Okay? Or is not in the Google Classroom. Right? I need you to follow. This is a review only. Now, if you're not following me, we have a big problem. Yes? Okay? So, alright. So, OAR means how much will I charge as overhead per unit? Now, tell me, how should I get that? How do I know how much is per hour? So what will I do with the 240,000? Already, I divide by the number of hours. This is per month. When you calculate OAR, it's annual. Yes? Why did they say annual? Go to the problem. Look, it says the assembly hour is absorbed based on normal annual activity. And how much is the number of hours per year? What does it say? In a typical year, the assembly hours is this. So if your number of hours is per year, your total cost is also per year. Let me go back to the Excel spreadsheet. What should I do? Yes, very good. Now you get the idea. 240,000 multiplied by 12, do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, divided by what? Okay, so remember you take that, sorry, not that, this, and this, okay, divided by what? How many hours was that? 240,000, yes? So what does it give us? It should give us, okay, $12 per what? Per hour. That is called your OAR. Yes? So now I know how much I will put in the cost of the product. Are you ready? Can we go back to the problem? To the main costing? Yes, so you remember. The variable cost is 20 per hour. Fixed overhead is what? 12 per hour. Let's go back. Okay? Let's go back. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to my main calculation. Alright? So variable overhead, what should I do? It says, how much is the rate again, you said? How much did you say? It's 20 per hour. How many hours? Okay, remember it's 30 minutes. You remember? And to assemble it, it takes 30 minutes. So divided by what? Sorry. 30 divided by 60. Okay? So, which means it's half of that. So that is 10. Right? Okay. How about your fixed overhead? How much is the rate again? 12. Again, it's how many? 30 over 60. So that would be 6. Which means now, the total, what is the total? Okay. The total of the current cost is 35.92 times 8, yes? Now, 928. Is that all? Are we done? Are we done? Finish? Done? We're done, right? We're done for current cost. Now, what happens is we are too engrossed. It's very long calculation, correct? You know what happened? You forgot to calculate the target cost. Isn't that what is required? What is required? Target cost gap. Fine. So when you find yourself, ladies and gentlemen, answering such a question, and it's very long calculation, right? You forgot already what is asked. Go back to the question and see. Did we answer the requirement? You understand? It can happen. You're so engrossed in the calculation that, finish, done. Because the question is asking you what? Cost gap. What should we do now? Take the difference between what and what? Exactly. It's missing, isn't it? Yes, it's missing. So what you need to do is determine what is the target. Yes, target. Okay, cost gap. Okay, so how do I do that? Okay, so you take the what? Your current cost is what? 35.20. Your target cost is what? 35.928. Yes? Is there a cost gap? Yes? So, your target cost gap is 0. Yes? Alright? So therefore, that is what is asked, you are asked to calculate, right? Okay. So I can bold that up, and then that's the answer to the question. Yun? Sorry, say it again. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. Yes, you can reverse. Or you can do it the other way around. It's the current cost minus your target cost. It should be the other way around. Oh, no, this is not. I'm sorry, I made it. It should be wrong. It should be the other way around. Okay, maybe it's better if I show it this way. To calculate this target cost gap, I can do the formula instead. Okay? What I need to do is, I need to compare the current cost. Yes, remember that? Maybe it's better this way. The current cost, which is what? 35.928 minus the what? Less target cost, which is what? 35.20. Yes? So the target cost gap, okay, is what? Okay, so now you can put the formula, it's easier. Alright, so this is your target cost gap. Yes? You got that? Clear. It's not negative or anything, you don't get confused. Normally, in general cases, your desired profit, so desired cost, is normally lower than your current cost. That's when you have a cost gap. Because if your current cost is already below your target cost, do you need to change anything? There is no gap at all. Then you can just sell what you want, you have. You don't need to change anything. You got that? Again, I will repeat. If your current cost is lower than your desired cost or your target cost, no cost gap. No cost gap. Right? There's nothing to change on your product. No need to change materials. You can sell even lower than what the market wants to buy at. Okay? Because your cost is lower. Okay? Clear? Alright, so question. Next. Ready? Next topic. Throughput accounting. Okay? Any questions here? Alright, again, I will save this for you and send it to you. Works? No. No, I don't need to send it to you, but I'll send that to you as well. Here is the answer to that question, so I'll get the answer. The one I'm distributing now is the answer to these target costs. We continue. I don't know where they are. Somewhere in oblivion. Who else is new today? Yes, everybody has 2D? Okay. Who is new today?
I will give you the question of that later on.
Okay.
And I will give you the code for the
Google Classroom, all right?
This is the last introduction we have.
What is that? Does everybody have 2D? It's on the Google Classroom. Sorry. Did I not put it here? It's in the Google Classroom. Two delta. Okay? Do you have, everybody's okay? 2D, chapter 2D, everybody has a copy? How about the answer to this target cost? Everybody has a copy? Okay, good. So we are, here's the gentleman. And I think, are you ready to talk? Not yet. All right, so here is the question on the target cost. Okay, here we go. It's for you. Who? Okay.
Another wait, ask for more. Sorry, wrong number again.
I have one question. You got that? All right. Are we ready? Okay. We go to chapter 2 delta. Okay, let me just do an introduction and then I can give you a break, isn't it? Okay? Right, so now you are very attentive because you know the break is almost here. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Now, this is a cost accounting technique. And listen to this very well because it's something different. Okay? It's something different. So we're going to look at, before we talk about throughput accounting, we're going to talk about theory of constraint. Let me explain to you that. And we will learn how to calculate throughput accounting ratios and how this helps in decision-making process. Okay? This is the plan for that. So, these are the things that you need to know. Alright? You need to identify how do you identify what is a constraint. A constraint means it limits the output. Okay? It limits the output. Second, you need to calculate TPAR, throughput accounting ratio. And you have to know how to improve throughput accounting ratio. Don't worry, it's very easy, I'll tell you. Even if you're sleeping, you can answer that question. Okay? Then, how do we use this technique to answer decision-making questions when a company has more than one product? For example, it says, which product should I discontinue? How do we do that using this technique? Alright? So, we begin. By the way, just to let you know, okay, it is part of section A of our syllabus. Okay? Now, Usually, this is where the organization wants to maximize throughput. In other words, maximize the output, okay, to be able to maximize, okay, sales by eliminating a bottleneck. Now, what is a bottleneck? Okay, so remember, this is a diagram of what we need to actually understand, which I just explained to you earlier. Okay, we'll go back to this in a moment. Right. So, in the exam, what is the normal question they ask you on this topic? Usually, it's a calculation issue. They will ask you to calculate which one is a bottleneck, and in other words, which process takes a lot of time. A bottleneck means it limits production. So if someone is slow, that person is a bottleneck. Why bottleneck? Do you know why they call it a bottleneck? Because it's like the neck of the bottle. Exactly. All right, let me tell you why. Wrong bottle. Sexy, eh?
Sexy.
Okay. Sexy bottle. All right. Sexy bottle. Yes? What happens? If you pour water in the bottle, there's a neck to the bottle, correct? What happens to the neck? This is the neck of the bottle. Yes? What happens to the input? You put in, but then very few go through, correct? Means the neck of the bottle limits the output, or it can be the other way around. It's a lot of things and then you pour it, what happens? Does it pour all together? No, it pours whatever goes through the bottle, correct? So what happens? The output is lower, right? Yes. The same thing with production. If a person takes a lot of time to do it, what will happen to the output? Smaller, correct? So that person is a bottleneck. Okay? Alright, so what do we do with a person who is very slow? No, don't fire the person. Train the person. You understand? If the bottleneck is the machine, in other words, it takes time for the machine to get the output. It's very slow. It takes about an hour before the output, while the rest of the machine is about 45 minutes only. So what do we do with the machine? Yes, upgrade the software. Calibrate the machine. Do you understand? Okay? So, you understand? That is why it's called a bottleneck. You understand? Identify. Let me go back to my presentation then. Alright? Identify the, what does it say? Okay? Identification of bottlenecks is asking you which process is a bottleneck. Okay? And you're going to be calculating throughput per return per hour. Okay? Now, we need to look at what makes up throughput accounting ratio and identify how to improve the throughput accounting ratio. Now, throughput accounting again, okay, can help when companies make more than one product by examining the return per hour or return per limiting factor. Limiting factor is like the bottleneck, isn't it? The limiting factor is that which limits your output. It's another term for bottleneck. Another term for it is constraint. Okay? So constraint, bottleneck, limiting factor. Dulkinian mo. Okay? Same, huh? Alright, understood that? Okay. Now, a process in the production line can act as a bottleneck or a constraint. Okay? Now, it is also known as the binding constraint. Okay? Because it limits the outflow. Okay? Now, where did it all start? Okay? Alright? In the time when it was industrialization, what happened in long time ago. You remember, the world was agriculture at started. Remember, history says, right? Then eventually, it started to become industrialized, right? More factories, especially when they started to build the railroad system, the trains. Then they started to build cars. You understand? So that started industrialization. Now, in that time, they now learned about production. They needed to look at making sure that the materials they put in gets converted to finished goods so that they can sell. Okay? So this is where this concept came in. So they needed to identify, making sure when they put in the materials, it should flow freely until it goes to the finished goods. Now, what slows it down? It can be people, it can be machines. So there will be bottleneck if the process slows down, which means the output from the materials to the finished goods becomes faster or slower? Slower. Got that? And because of that, they had to identify what is happening. So, these are the things that can happen. If something gets slower, this is the steps they're going to find out. Identify what is the bottleneck. Second, okay, then they will try to get the best output from the constraint first, okay? Or they can actually improve on the constraint to avoid the build-up of, what is WIP? Work in progress. Why? What happened? Work in progress. If somebody is very slow, yes, it doesn't go to the next. What happens to the work in progress? The work in progress becomes higher and higher because it's taking too slow. Okay? So they had to do what? They needed to know and to speed up and avoid work in progress, because work in progress means it's not moving to the next process. Okay? Now, they need to improve that efficiency. Okay, so they have to do this process. Ongoing improvement, because the constraint can happen over and over again. Okay? Depending on what is the constraint. Okay? Now, very important here. In throughput, what is considered variable are only the material cost. Again, highlight that. In throughput, in this concept, what is variable is material cost only. Now, it gets in conflict with what you know when we calculate contribution. Yes? In contribution, what is variable? Marginal costing. Materials and labor. Not here. Here, when you calculate throughput, the material is the only one that is considered variable. Okay? This usually is when you have a JIT environment. What is JIT? Just in time, which means you put in the materials, you produce it, and it goes to the customer immediately. No inventory. Yes? So you produce just in time. Okay? Maybe there is a small inventory, but it is very, very minimal. Okay? Now, especially if they find that there is a bottleneck, they will keep a small inventory so that they will not be short when they deliver to the customer. You got it? Okay. Work in progress is valued at material cost only, because that's the only variable that is considered a variable cost here. Okay? Now, throughput accounting came from the TOC. What is TOC? It's here. Theory of... you're not reading my slide there. Just testing it. Oh, okay. So TOC is theory of constraints. I formulated it that way so you will be awake. What? what is TOC? Which accounting is that? F7? F5? Okay. Now, this is another way, okay, to manage cost or manage output in a JIT environment. Okay? So if that is going to be asked, it will be under that environment. Okay? So here's the concept. When I say throughput, how do I calculate throughput? Throughput is like contribution. You understand? Okay? Oh, but in contribution is what? Sales less all variable costs, right? In throughput, remember what is variable only? Aha! So it's sales less what? Equals throughput. Hey, that's why I say, clear your mind. Okay? To understand throughput. Something different. Throughput is sales less material cost. All other costs, labor, overhead, are all fixed. Okay? In this short term. This is a short term technique. Huh? Okay? So, what are the principles? In the short term, all costs except materials are considered fixed. Okay? There is no inventory. There's no inventory. Inventory is zero. What is zero? Just in time. You're listening to me. I love it. Okay, just in time. All right. So, what did we say? In throughput, work in progress. I need to switch off this one. Can you hear me? All right. I should not move. Work in progress is valued at only material cost. Only material cost. Now, TPAR. What does TPAR mean? Throughput accounting ratio. TPAR. How do I calculate that? It's return per factory hour divided by total conversion cost per factory hour. Okay? What is conversion cost? Labor and, oh, very good. Conversion cost is labor plus overhead. Okay? So it's throughput per hour divided by total cost, conversion cost divided by factory hour. Don't worry, we'll see an example in a moment. Okay? Okay, so basically, in theory of constraints, we look at the bottlenecks and we need to stop it. That stops throughput maximization. Okay? Now, alright, so example. 100 units are put in terms of materials. Then, look. When it goes into preparation, the output is what? 50 units per hour. Then it goes to assembly. Assembly is able to take 100 units per hour. So there are 3 processes. Do you see? Process 1, process 2, and process 3. Question. Alright? This is the bottleneck. This process is the bottleneck. Why? This one's output is 100 units per hour. This one's output is 50 units per hour. This one can take 100 units per hour. Why is this the bottleneck? Slow. You see the slow? So what happens here? There will be work in progress here, correct? Because it's very slow. It doesn't. Ideally, without bottleneck, 100, 100, 100. You understand? So, when the problem in the exam says, what is the bottleneck? You have to look for the slowest process. Okay? Or the less output per number of hours. You got that? Okay? So, what are important calculations for us? First, return per factory hour. What return am I talking about? What is this? What formula am I calculating up here? What is this? What formula is that? That's throughput. Sales minus material cost is throughput, correct? In other words, the first formula is throughput divided by what? This is the one that is the limited, this is the constraint. What is limited or constraint? What is the second one? Cost per factory hour. Remember, the cost here is the conversion cost, which means what? Labor and overhead. Okay. And over here, what do you think is the last one? TPAR. What do? I take the first calculation divided by the second calculation. Do you understand? Over here. TPAR is my first calculation divided by the second calculation. Okay? TPAR. Okay, so let's see. Do we practice? Okay, we practice. Let us read. Two things it requires. Identify the bottom. Oh, sorry, I should give you a break, right? Thank you very much for looking at your watch, huh? Just and he didn't look at his watch like this. He said, okay, message received. Okay, all right, let's take a break. When you come back, we do this, okay? All right, 15 minutes, right? Thank you very much. Huh? Yeah, okay. You will be my timekeeper. Okay, go on, take a break, 15 minutes.
Chapter 2D, and we need one more of chapter 2B. 2B, chapter 2B handout. 5, chapter 2B questions, activity questions. 2. For example, a question, and then they ask terminology, topics on the side, and you have to answer here. What you see on the screen. Whatever they're asking, whatever they ask you, so so I say you have to either formula or you have to state that how you typed it. You're too slow in the formula, don't worry about it, and just type as if like using it like a typewriter. You're good at something like just show them how you calculate it if you don't use the formula. For those who are used to it, you can use the formula. And you drop down on the pizza and you pick there's so many objects. So I fancy if you remember. Yes, exactly.
It's fine. No, here, not here, not this. 2D. Yeah, I'm sure. See, I do think one A B and one B. And I have.
This is 2B.
Yes,
It's 1, 2D. Sorry.
No, it's alpha.
Sabi na.
Okay. Those who don't have access to the Google Classroom, I will give you the access code. Google Classroom access code. It's here. GUNFQW. Yes? Who are the new, not in the Google Classroom yet? Please go to this class code. GUNFQW. Okay? You have to access it using your TransEd email. Okay? Otherwise, you keep asking for my permission and it's not gonna work. Yes? Okay? Alright. Where are the people in the neighborhood? Come back yet. They probably think it was 50 minutes, huh? Not 15. Alright. Anyway, let's go to the problem, ladies and gentlemen, please. What was the first requirement? You were to identify the bottleneck machine. Okay? Alright. Can you read it very carefully? Tell me, how many machines are in question? And how do I calculate the bottleneck? Sorry, I'm getting the 2D handout printed. Sorry, some people need it, right? So just we can read from the screen. So let's go there. Okay? Cold. I'm so sorry. It's 18 degrees, so apologies. It's for an afternoon. Do you want me to switch it off first? Yeah, let me just switch it on later. Already pretty cold. Are you guys feeling cold? No? Okay, there's no more of you all together. You're only alone, so you're feeling cold. Okay. How many machines? machine X, Y, and Z. How do we know what is the bottleneck? We have to look at the what? The output, correct? Yes. So let's look at X. It says it makes 4 panels for each trolley. Okay? Its maximum output is 180 frame panels per week. It is old and always breaks down, correct? It is estimated that 20 hours of the production are lost per month. Okay, so what do we have here? This company makes industrial trolley. You know what is a trolley? Yeah, the one that you load something and you carry stuff, right? Each trolley sells for 2,000. The material cost is 600. The labor and variable overhead is 5,500 and 8,000 per week. Fixed production costs are 450 per annum. Material and administrative costs are 265,000 per annum. Okay? 3 machines. What is the output? Alright? So, X. Alright, machine X, right? Okay, so machine X loses how many? Okay, how many hours it loses? 20 hours, okay. So, alright, so every week, right? 20 hours, how many, sorry? 20 hours per month. Now remember, in a week, their hours is 40 hours per week, correct? Yeah? So, which means in a month, okay, or in a week, it loses an average of 5 hours. Why 5 hours? Because 20 divided by 4 weeks, correct? Okay, so, alright. So, which means, how did I get 12.5%? Which means there is a loss in production of 12.5%. How did I get 12.5%? How did I get this? Because remember, it loses 5 hours per week. So, tell me, how did I get 12.5%? How many hours per week? 5 hours. How many hours do they work per week? How many hours? 40 hours per week. Yes? So, 12.5 hours are lost. Sorry, 12.5% of the working hours are lost. Do you understand? Okay. Now, how does it help us? Because remember, I want to know what is the output of this machine. How many trolleys? Okay. So, maximum output, it says, what does it say output? What was the number of output of this machine? Can you go back to your problem? Sorry, I cannot see. The maximum output is 100 frame panels per week. Okay, so this machine brings out 100. That's the maximum if it works all the time, correct? Yeah? So minus 12.5%, you understand? Which means, what happened? It only gives 157.5 frame panels. Correct? How many panels to make one trolley? 4. So which means, okay, which means how many trolleys do they get? This machine brings out 39 what? 39 trolleys. Do you understand? Okay. Again. Maximum hours per week for the machine to run is how many? 40. It loses about 20 hours because it breaks down. You understand? per month. So that would be 5 hours approximately per week. So it actually does not run 100%. It runs less than 100%, correct? Okay. So if the maximum output for 40 hours is 180 panels, therefore, if it's below and loses the hours, it only makes this many panels. How many panels per trolley? 4. So it only gives out 39 trolleys a week. A week. How about the rest? Machine Y. Does it say machine Y? How many trolleys? Machine Y? 52 trolleys. Agree? Did you find it? Okay, good. How about machine Z? Machine Z is 30. All right. Clear? Question. Says, step 1, identify the bottleneck machine. So which one is the bottleneck machine? Is it X, Y, or Z? Okay. Machine Z is the bottleneck because the output is the lowest among the three. You'll got that? All right. Question. Clear so far? Yes? Do you know how to identify a bottleneck? Eh? All right. Next question. So that's step 1. What was step 2? Calculate TPAR. That's the second requirement, correct? What is the formula? First and foremost, there are 3 things. There are 2 things before we go to TPAR, correct? The first formula is your return, which means throughput, per factory hour. Alright? So, how much was the sales? Can you know? From the given information, look at the information. How much is the sales? Okay? 2,000, correct? Alright. Minus, what is 600? The cost of the material, correct? Okay? So, alright, so that is, okay? Why did I multiply by 30? It says return per factory hour. Why did I multiply by 30? Any reason? Why 30? Any reason? Let's see. Okay. All right. So why 30? Why 30? Because your bottleneck is the what? What is your bottleneck? Is 30, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the one that causes you not to make, right? What is the bottleneck? It's 40 hours. 40 hours per week. Right? So, means it's 1,050 per hour. So you take sales, there's materials purchased, okay, for that bottleneck, and you get 1,050 per hour. So that is your first ratio. What is the second ratio? Is your what? Cost per what? Cost per factory hour. So, my factory cost will be what? The labor and the what? Is this 5 labor? And what's 8? Yes. Okay, so remember, this one is your labor cost, and this one is your overhead cost, correct? Okay. All right. Plus, what is the 450? What is the 450,000? Fixed production cost. What is the 8,000? Yes, 8,000 per week. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. All right. So per annum. Per annum. So why did I divide it by 48? They only work 48 weeks a year, correct? Now remember, this is per annum. So I want to know how much is the cost per week. Okay? How many hours per week for this machine? Totally is 40 hours, correct? So the cost per factory hour is 572. Okay? Now, what do we do next? How do I calculate TPAR? TPAR? Return by the cost per hour, correct? So TPAR is the first divided by the second. Okay? All right. Agree? Now, how do we know if it's good or bad? Because it gives us 1.84, correct? Is it good or bad? All right, here's the case. A product that gives you a good return in throughput should be having a TPAR of greater than 1. Okay? So what was our answer? 1.84. Right? So is that good or bad? It's good. Okay? Alright, so okay. What you need therefore, if you have many products and you want to know which one gives you the best TPAR, you actually rank them by getting the number one is the highest TPAR to the lowest. Do you understand? Okay. And then of course you know what you will not produce or discontinue. Okay. Question. Okay. How do I improve that TPAR? Look at the formula. How do I make this better? Look at the formula. Look at this. How do I make it higher than this? Yes. What will I do? Number one, I can increase the return. How will I increase the return? Let's go to the return. How do I increase the return? Remember, this is the return, correct? So you either increase the what? Sales. Okay. Reduce the material cost. What else can you do? Faster. Faster, yes? Faster time. Then it increases your return. Then it increases your TPAR. Right? Okay. What else can you reduce? What else? Remember here. The cost, right? So if you reduce your factory cost, you reduce your labor cost, then it increases your TPAR. You understand? Because it's a denominator. If this gets reduced, that goes higher. If this goes higher, this goes higher. Correct? Okay. So that is how you improve your TPAR. Okay? Alright? Now remember, there's a difference, In traditional costing, remember, labor costs and variable costs are considered variable costs, right? Sorry, variable overhead. What happens in throughput again? What is the only thing that is variable? Materials. All others are fixed. Okay? What else? In traditional costing, there is inventory. And inventory is valued at total production cost. Now, here, inventory is valued at, okay, all right, okay. Value is added when an item is produced. Value is added when an item is sold. Remember, it's a JIT. It gets produced and sold immediately, okay? All right, so profitability is determined by getting your selling price less your production cost. Profitability here is the rate at which money is earned, because you're supposed to sell it at the time as soon as you actually produce it. Okay? So how you get profitability is the ability for you, the rate at which you are going to sell it. So in other words, the higher your TPAR, the faster your goods are being sold. Okay? Which means you get your money back. So, okay? So if you look at an example here, all right, we will calculate two things: profits, and we will calculate the throughput accounting ratio. Shall we? Okay. So let's begin. Will and Grace operate divisions making and selling products. Okay. This is the selling price. These are the materials and labor. Fixed overhead per month are absorbed, okay, across a production of 10,000 units per month. Each division assume a bottleneck capacity of 20,000 hours. Now, Will makes and sells 10,000 units, while Grace makes 12,000 and sells only 9,500. Neither Will nor Grace has any opening inventory of raw materials or components. Okay? Which manager would benefit if bonuses were given on profits? Or, okay, which manager will get bonus if they calculate using TPAR? Okay? So, ready? Let's take a look. All right. Now, let's look at calculation of profit. Okay? Sales. Right? How did we calculate the sales? Very easy, isn't it? How much did Will sell? The selling price is 50, right? Okay. How many did Will make and sell? 10,000. It's 500,000, right? Okay. How many did Grace make and sell? Make 12, only 95. 95 multiplied by 50, and so on. So, there you go. Then material cost. Now remember, Grace has inventory. Is that correct? Is this correct? Does Grace have closing inventory? Yes. Okay. Now, they have to calculate for over and under absorption. Why Will doesn't have over and under absorption? This is chapter 1. Because? Why does Will don't have over and under? Because all of what he produced is sold, correct? Nothing is in the inventory. You remember that? Yes. Yeah? We talked about this, So look. So between Will and Grace, who is going to get the bonus? Grace. Grace has the higher gross profit, correct? Alright. Now compare this with with throughput accounting ratio. Are you ready? Okay. Alright, so don't worry. Do you want to copy first? Or do you want me to send it to you? Tired, huh? Okay. Alright. So, but you understood, huh? Okay? Important that you understand, huh? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. You don't even answer me. How was them? Okay. I just want to understand. You don't want to answer again? Okay. Alright. Letter B. Okay. Okay. Letter B. Now, let's look at the return first. The return is, you have the sales, correct? Less what? Okay. Alright, less material cost. Do you understand? So, sales less material cost equals your return, correct? Yes? Sorry, what is this? This is your throughput. Confusing. This is your sale, correct? Yes? This one is your material, right? What do you call this? This one is called your throughput. Okay. Divided by what? You divide by your hours, right? You remember their constraint is the hours. You remember? 20,000. So this is your return per hour. Excellent. Good. Now, costs, it says, is 200 divided by the hour. So this is your cost per. Okay. So how do we get the TPAR? We take the top one divided by we don't want you. Okay, you don't start. I don't want you. Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you. Alright. So basically, this top one divided by the second one, right? Okay, based on TPAR, which one gets the bonus? Will gets the bonus because he has a higher TPAR. It means it converts whatever he sells, gets converted to sales immediately. And it's anyway, it shows. Even if you don't do the TPAR, he produces and sells everything he produced, correct? Okay. And that comes up to, he will get a higher TPAR. He will get and sell his goods. In other words, he converted the materials to finished goods, and the finished goods is considered profit when they sell. So, which means he will have a higher TPAR than Grace. Okay? Because all what he produced is converted into sales in a throughput scenario. Okay? In a throughput scenario. Okay? Clear? Alright, so to summarize, how to calculate return per hour? Okay, is your sales less material cost. Okay. Alright, so which means this you have to remember how the formula is calculated. Okay, so when I put a star means you need to remember this formula. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's do an example before I give you the long example. Calculate for me the throughput accounting ratio. Okay, so a company manufactures a product that requires 4 hours per unit of machine time. Machine time is the bottleneck resource. Only 10 machines are available for 12 hours per day. 5 days a week. The product selling price is 130, material cost is 50, labor cost is 40, overhead is 20. These costs are based on a weekly production and sales of 150 units. What is the TPAR? Can you try? Using the formula that is in the beginning page. Answer? A, B, C, or D? Or E? Excellent, huh? Must be hungry already. A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. Excellent. All right, first one. So the first formula you're supposed to do is your return, or in this case is your throughput, correct? Per factory hour. Okay? So first is, what is your sales? 130 minus what? Only the material, correct? Yes? Okay, so this is your throughput. Okay? Divided by, what is the constraint? The machine hours. How many hours? 40 or 4? This one is, now, let me tell you something. Why not 40? Because this one here is per unit, correct? Alright, so this one here should be per unit. Do you understand? Yes? Okay. So, bless you. So therefore, your return per factory hour is how much? The answer is 20 per hour. Agree? Okay, next one. Then we have to look at factory costs per hour. Now, remember, how much is the, how much is the cost? Cost is based on a weekly production. So it's this per week, correct? Here. Shh. Weekly, which means, how much is the factory cost? It says, which two will you get? Labor and what? Overhead. So it is what? It's 40 plus, what's the other one? 20 multiplied by how many units in a week? 150 units in a week. And how many hours in a week? No, wait. How many hours in a week? So 60, 40, which one? How many machines? 10 machines. How many hours the machine works? 12 per day. 12 days. Sorry, 12 hours, 12 hours at 5 days. You understand? Alright? Now look at this. This one's here, you see, is no longer per unit. It's per period. And the period is per week. You understand? How about this? This one is total hours available per week. Now, in a problem, it can be per year. Okay, depending on what is given to you. But the second formula is total, not per unit. But you can also do per unit, but it's better to understand this way because exam questions usually are in totals when it comes to factory cost. Okay? Factory costs are given in totals. So, how much do we get from here? What is the answer? How much? Okay, louder. I cannot hear you. How much? 15. 15, correct? Per hour. Now, what do you do on the last calculation, which is the requirement in the question, is TPAR. What do you do in TPAR? it's 20 divided by what? Divided by 15. So what is your TPAR? 1.33. So what is the answer to this question? The answer is A. Question? Yes? More exercise? Practice more? Okay? Alright? Don't worry, we will practice an actual exam question. Questions? Any question? Is it clear? Clear like mud, huh? Okay. I'm going to give you something to practice on, and then tomorrow we will work on this together, okay? Now, can I continue? All right. Let's continue. We'll do a practice later on. Okay. So, to summarize, okay? Throughput accounting, we said, focusing on maximizing throughput. And what is throughput again? Throughput is you're trying to get the materials to convert it to finished goods and sell right away. Okay? So that is what throughput is. Okay? Maximizing throughput. And what is throughput? Sales less materials. These two are considered fixed. Okay? So, in throughput accounting, we look for the bottleneck. Okay? That means this bottleneck actually is the one, okay, that stops the maximization of throughput. Okay? The bottleneck stops or diminishes the ability to produce finished goods and to be sold. Okay? So this one, right? So what happens here? Production, therefore, is determined by what is the throughput. That is why you have to look at the throughput per bottleneck. Because if you produce, machine A produces 100, machine B produces 100, machine C produces 100, but B in the middle produces 50, what do you think will be the production? 50, correct? You understand? The throughput is determined by the slowest machine. Throughput is determined, or sales in this case, is determined by the slowest person. Okay? And therefore, they measure their profitability, or they call it throughput, based on the outputs of the slowest machine. Make sense? Even if you have machine A and C working at 100 units per hour or per day, but machine B makes 50, at the end of the day, you still have 50. You understand? Because that's how slow, that is the bottleneck. It's like pouring the bottle. Even if you pour it this way or that way, it's just the amount that will come out. Because that's how small the output is. Okay? So you're measuring, given the circumstances, in throughput, it measures what will be your maximization of throughput. In this case, they call it throughput instead of calling it profit because the way of calculating. So, the one that gives, because of the constraints, the one that gives the highest throughput is the one that actually is more profitable under the throughput accounting. You understand? Okay, you saw the Will and Grace story, isn't it? Okay? The profit calculation is different result.
Rather than
in comparison to a throughput technique. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the technique here. It's called a throughput accounting technique, right? So it's a different kind
of looking at,
okay,
calculating kind of like the profitability
of a product. All right? Okay. So it's a short term of determining which product actually works best. What do you need to remember? I told you already how to calculate the TPAR. Okay. Remember, decision making would be in reference to the TPAR. So if I have 3 products and I have 3 different TPAR and I have to discontinue one of them, it would be the highest TPAR or the lowest? The lowest. Okay, the lowest because the results, the return would be lower. The question is, how do I improve TPAR? Remember what did we say? Give me again. Okay, I can increase the selling price, reduce the material cost, correct? What else? Reduce the manufacturing time of the product, which means make it more efficient, right? And also reduce the factory costs, right? Okay. Labor, yes. Factory costs a little bit difficult because it's fixed. You understand? But you have to find a way to do it. Okay. If you want your TPAR increased. Okay. All right. So we saw the comparison, and we've talked about this. I don't need to repeat it. Okay. Now, where did it come out from? In a number of questions in section A and B, okay, you will see that they ask for TPAR in some of the mock exam questions in this year. All right. Where do I find this? Do you know where I find mock exams? Okay, it can be in the ACCLA Global website. Sometimes it's in your revision kits. Okay, have you ever opened your revision kit? Very nice, eh? Just better. It's very nice, huh? It even smells good. Oh, I like the smell of books, yeah? Understand? So very nice, huh? It's very, very nice. It's in here. So which means if at the end of the term it is still very nice, okay? We didn't open it, okay? So it's in here. You want to try it during your study time, it's in here, okay? So this last page actually helps you to study more, okay? To where to look at some exam questions. Got that? Okay. So it's actually done. So all right? Okay, now, tomorrow. Why? It's not your time, no? Okay. I have an exam type question. Okay? Of course, I want you to read it tonight. Because it's asked, number 1 question. Identify the bottleneck process. Oh, now we have to see. How do you identify? Letter B. Calculate the TPAR for each product. Ooh, nice, isn't it? Nice exercise. Okay, so we're going to go through this. Once you go through this, you'll be able to understand and remember TPAR. So, that is for tomorrow's exercise. Any question for today? Oh, sorry. Who needs chapter 2D again? Sorry, I'm so delayed. I should give it here. Anybody? 2D? Here's the man. First time.
Just can look for the number, not the dictionary.
Yeah, the sentence part here. Okay, guys, listen. Sorry, can we take 15 minutes of your time? He's going to talk about the ebook. You remember I told you? Already? Already?
So,
Who
you
else?
already know how to.
Huh? Does everybody? Not everybody knows. Okay, so here.
If you already know, you can. So the class is finished. Okay, if you already know how to go to the PPP material online, you can go. But for those who
Don't know
not
yet?
know yet, please stay here. Only 15. Only I think
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Vâng, tôi phải tham gia FPT đến 8 lần theo tổ của sao?
No. Nó là cà phê. Nó là cà phê. Mới bán online thì. Còn tay nhân viên ở
Vậy anh còn đi
nó chỉ miền instruction bọc kê lên trong nó khang khang ở đây instruction là phê ở đây login cho nó miền instruction muối cho nó instruction nó cái phương mới là mới mua offline mà với phương discount với ai thì là phê này đang làm mình việc tham mua offline này cả nó xem tam của Asus xanh rồi đấy nè này đang hai chơi chắc còn đây là toàn đâu thế nên là xanh ta có tới rồi. Okay, actually this time you have two books in hard copy. Two books in hard copy. One is your lecture note, and the second one is your the revision kit. But you already have the revision kit, right? Revision kit is now available at the account kit. But for your lecture note, it's on the way. It's in progress. You may have it maybe in about 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks. So you have the lecture note. You have the revision kit. But for your study text, for your FY study text, it is only available online, only available in BPP study material online. So I'm gonna guide you how to access to your textbook online. So the first thing is that you need to go to the BPP website, study.bpp.com. Here, study.bpp.com. You are required to sign up for your account. Sign up for free. You need to pay anything. In here. So all you need to go is. Oh, sorry. All you need to do is to sign up your account, create new account. Yes. Create new account. This is your username. You can create on your own using your nickname or something considered to be your name. The password set on your own. Email address in here. You can use your Kemet email address or your personal email address. Up to you. Make sure that after your account creation, the BPP will send you the confirmation email. So please go to your email that you have registered and click your inbox and click the confirmation email that they send to you. Okay, after create your account, you may ask to log in to sign into the BPP study material here. For example, I use my account. Password on your own. Okay. Okay, when you log in, you're gonna see activate a product. Activate a product here. Just click activate a product here. And go to BPP eBooks in here. BPP eBooks. Go to ACCA FIA eBooks in here. And choose ACCA FIA eBook 2018. because the 2019 is not available yet. So 2018. For the material 2018, you can use up to June 2019. Okay. Yes. So click here. There are three books. One is study text. One is revision kit. You already have in hard copy, so no need to pass card. If you want the pass card, please go to the accounting to purchase. And all you need to go is to click study text. Okay, click study text and find the subject that you want to look for, that you're studying. Now you're studying at 8 p.m. So find F8.
F5.
Oh, F5, sorry. F5 p.m. F5.
I think
Is it
you're on
here?
there.
Yes. Okay, so now they ask you to enter your enrollment key. What is enrollment key? Enrollment key has already been sent to you by the email, to your email by the accounting. They already sent to you. Please check your email. Check your email and then just copy and paste the code and click enroll me. Okay. After you click enroll me already, please click on this icon. Go back to home, and here the textbook will appear here in the show here. So click on your e-material, your e-book, my e-book. If you want to view it on your laptop or on your desktop, you click here, my e-book. If you want to view it on your mobile phone or handheld device, iPad or Galaxy Tab, you can click here and download the app that required for use. Okay. If you click here, you're gonna show on your desktop or laptop. Just something like that. Yeah, you can test it at your own at your home. And if you're using your mobile phone, just click here. It's gonna ask you to download the app. Mobile app, Android or iOS. Just click search for BPP ebook. Okay, search for BPP ebook, install it, and you are ready to use the BPP study material online. Okay, this is only available at the BPP website. We do not have the hard copy for you. You can use it you can read it on your handheld device like iPad or the mobile phone is up to you. Okay. Actually, we are encouraging students to use the e-material from this term on. At first, we decided not to use the hard copy, but we gonna implement this next term. No hard copy. We encourage students to use electronic material, electronically using your handheld device. I can answer only this more than that. I don't know. The thing is that we want you to get used to using electronic material in your device. Actually, in the future, your job will require you to use the electronic device. Okay. You're gonna do something using your electronic device, like you prepare the financial statement or financial report. Then you use the electronic device. Now, I will invite you to use it from now on to get familiar with this. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, now. Tụi em đã apply được tôi email luôn á, anh trên cái accounting á, enrollment key đó, accounting đó là accounting.
Night, everybody. tomorrow.
Where is mom?
Yo, I haven't asked you.
Can I post it in the group? Yes, I'm going to do it. Yes, okay. So, you and somebody else, so I put it in the Google Classroom, so. Yes, as well. So I said I'm going to do it. I see you tomorrow. If you go to the Google Classroom, all the materials are there. Even my OneNote is there.
Đi bộ, ba con đi thang và xin cho bạn cho là tận tay tận ta thực hiện cái vấn đề nó có thể là hạt của mình với thăm muốn chơi đi và học con của cứ hơi rồi mà hai chuyện mà ta sẽ phải cái máy này mình mấy con purchase đi một nước cứ phụ nhân là khi sử quan là cái phương thì ở bên kia xây kia đó mà bên kia không không muốn ra bao nhiêu khi trên một sản phẩm trên phải chạy ba tay ở trên này yeah if you can learn something
Is this? Is mine or not?
no it's just stay calm somebody forgot the laptop adapter. Then the charger as well.